The woman just had a few sips of hard liquor while waiting for her train. Who would have thought this seemingly ordinary action would almost cost her her life? When Mary opened her eyes again from her drunken state, she suddenly discovered that the once bustling subway station had become eerily silent and completely empty. Had she missed the last train? So with confusion, she quickly ran to the first floor. As expected, the spacious subway station was completely deserted and all exits were tightly locked. At this point, she realized all the staff had gone home. Then, Mary's heart immediately began to race, because she had never experienced anything like this before. But just as she was at a loss, she suddenly heard the sound of the last train slowly pulling into the station. Without hesitation, she immediately rushed to the platform, successfully slipping into the car just moments before the subway departed. However, she failed to notice a shadowy figure had also followed her into the rear car. Now seated on the train, Mary secretly felt relieved, thinking she could soon go home and rest. But before she could celebrate for long, the train mysteriously and abruptly came to a halt. Even stranger, the doors didn't automatically open. Since there were no passengers in any of the cars, Mary had no choice but to slowly move forward from car to car. She planned to seek help from the driver's compartment, but after calling out for a long time, no one responded. Unfortunately, the peephole was too small. Mary couldn't clearly see what was happening inside the driver's cabin. What she didn't know was the driver was already unconscious. The next second, before Mary could come to her senses, the electrical system in the car suddenly malfunctioned. The instant darkness made Mary's blood run cold. Fortunately, at that moment, she noticed a faint light coming from the car behind her. It looked like the flashlight from a phone. At first, she thought it might be a maintenance worker. Overjoyed as if she'd found a lifeline, she approached to start a conversation. But after talking for a while, the other person remained completely silent and even began moving toward her step by step. Mary's heart instantly turned cold. Her instincts told her to leave immediately, but due to extreme nervousness, she accidentally tripped and fell. When the person came close, Mary discovered with horror that this tall man was actually her co-worker, the same person who had followed Mary onto the train. Only because at work, this guy was always staring at Mary's sexy figure. To win his goddess, he had devised this dirty trick to create a chance encounter, hoping to win her heart. Then, the co-worker licked his lips and directly proposed that Mary date him, just as Mary was about to face danger. Unexpectedly, the car doors opened automatically, as if by a ghost. The next moment, that despicable co-worker was dragged away by some mysterious force. At this point, Mary didn't dare stay a moment longer, frantically passing through one car after another, then prying open the driver's compartment door and hiding inside. But before she could catch her breath, she spotted a terrifying dark shadow flashing outside the door.